Oh, I should have done like a reveal.
That looks really good.
Hi guys, it's Siara. Welcome to my channel.
If you didn't already know, it's Siara. Welcome back to my channel.
I don't know. Maybe you can tell that there's a little bit something different about me. I'm blonde!
So I wanted to make a video just kind of telling you guys the process to getting to this point from my jet black hair. Don't do it. That's my best advice. That's also my hairdresser's advice. But in case you're like me and you're an impatient son of a, you're gonna want to dye your hair light blonde immediately after you dye it jet black. So if you guys didn't already know, I am a naturally dirty-ish ash blonde color. As a kid, I had super light blonde hair, and usually as you grow older, your hair just kind of naturally goes into that color. Usually you don't see that super luminous white blonde hair on a lot of adults unless it's dyed that color. So I would usually keep up with highlighting, keep up with lifting up the color. I would never bleach it because it was still pretty light, but I would just get it nice, luminous, the traditional, very like ooh la la blonde color. And I loved it. I thought it was beautiful, it looked really nice. Yeah, in my senior photos, that was kind of like the epitome of my hair moment. That is when I was like killing it. Like I had long, luscious, beautiful hair. It was so nice. It was hydrated, it was healthy, it was not damaged. Just because it was so long and luscious, it didn't need like a ton of work on it, you know what I mean? It was kind of just like, let that beauty flow, let it shine. But because I'm me, I just needed to cut it, I just needed to dye it, I just needed to do a million different things to it because I was getting so bored with it just being like typical blonde Barbie hair. I just needed to change. I needed to kind of shift out of that. You know, I was going into college. I wanted my big dramatic makeover because I was turning into a real adult. So my freshman year, when I went in, before I even started, I got my roots darkened, kind of like your reverse ombreing a little bit. But because I didn't have a ton of outgrowth, I like actually wanted her to put in roots. So I asked the hairstylist if she could kind of look at my roots, my like little centimeter growth of roots that I had, and try and match that color to bring into my hair. And she did a good job with it. Like it looked nice, it looked cool. I just didn't want to have to keep getting my hair colored regularly while I was in school because number one, that takes a lot of time, takes a lot of money, and Chicago is damn expensive. So I was thinking, why am I gonna spend money on my hair when I can spend it on a frickin' triple cheese pizza that I could have delivered to my door? That was my logic. So I had that coming in. I really liked it for a while. Still had my long, luscious hair. I loved it, it was great. And then I got bored. So the next dramatic hair change that I had, I wanted to go platinum, like not bleach blonde, not that kind of goldeny tone blonde. I wanted like white hair. Like I wanted to be a shining beacon for the heavens. I wanted it to be like glowing white. So I went in, I got it done. I really liked it. I chopped it off to about, shoulder length. Oh, and sometime in between there I got bangs. There was just a lot going on. So those grew out, I grew out my bangs. So went in, got the lovely white platinum hair, and it was really cool. And because I hadn't done a lot to my hair, I hadn't put it through a lot, I knew I could handle it, I knew my hair could handle it. If you are naturally like super dark hair color, prepare for your hair to be damaged if you're going to go platinum white. Like it is a lot, even on a naturally lighter hair. So if you are jet black hair naturally, like prepare yourself, do a lot of deep conditioning treatments, get your hair healthy and ready and prepared to have a ton of healthy related products to put in your hair afterwards. It's gonna take a lot of care, a lot of love, a lot of TLC to bring it back. But obviously if you want to do it, go for it. It was super cool, it looked awesome. It was very like trendy. So that started growing out. It stayed pretty platinum. So after that, my next big hair transformation was for a Halloween costume because I'm just that extra and I cannot control myself when it comes to changing my hair. So of course, like every other white female in the history of the United States, when Suicide Squad came out, I decided to be a Harley Quinn for Halloween. But I did not want to half-ass this thing, okay? I knew there were gonna be a lot of people. So I was like, I'm gonna do this, like I'm gonna find pieces, I'm gonna find like the jacket, all the cuffs, I'm gonna get all the tattoos down to a T, like I'm gonna order those, I'm gonna get the makeup like on point, like exactly how it is. I'm gonna match every single thing. I want it to be like movie specific. I love Harley Quinn, she's awesome. The new comics are super cool. Like her design just keeps evolving and it's so cool to follow. Anyways, off that. So instead of, you know, being a scene person and just temporarily dyeing my hair, I decided to permanently dye my hair blue and pink. Yep, like I really went for it. I straight up did like the split down the middle, pink, blue, or whatever. I don't even remember side it was on. Blue, pink, blue. And again, at this point, I was just like, might as well. I'm in college. I don't have like a serious job right now that I need to look super professional and not have crazy colored hair. So like now's the time. Might as well do it. Might as well experiment a little bit and just get out all that creative weirdness. Just let it out there. So got it done. It was so much fun. It honestly looked so good with the costume. Again, I'm gonna like show some photos going on here. It was so cool. I got so many compliments. I worked so hard to pull off that outfit. Like I even remember like I went to the gym more often just so I could pull off like the tiny little shorts and everything and look good with like the little half crop top thing going on. And actually the guy I was with at the time, I made him dress up as the Joker. I know it was probably mortifying for him to do it, so I really appreciated him actually doing this for me. So then, after that, of course, as Halloween ended, which for me is the entire month of October, I count as Halloween, that ended. And I was like, boy, matching clothing to pink and blue hair is not an easy task. And needless to say, it just was not working anymore. So that needed to go as well. And of course, the only way to get that out, I had to bleach it out of my hair. Apparently, blue dye is harder to get out of hair than pink dye, which, I mean, I guess looking back on it now it makes sense. I just didn't really think about it at the time. So I had to bleach the pink side of my hair once, and then I had to double bleach the blue side of my hair, and that, oh my goodness, like that gave me some pretty decent damage. Like I remember I noticed like specifically there was like a little piece that was just kind of like, you could just tell it was just broken off, you know, there was just like a little section of my hair. It wasn't noticeable probably to anybody else, nobody said anything to me, but I just remember I was like brushing my hair and I'm like, there's a little section that ends a little sooner than the rest of it. And then at that point I was like, just with that little bit of noticeable damage, I was like, I was so sad. I was so upset. I was about to go get extensions. Like I was way over dramatic about it, but I didn't end up getting extensions. I just kind of let it grow out. I let it go, do its natural thing. After that, I hadn't touched my hair for a little bit. I was like, okay, it needs a breather. Like it just needs to get back to its normal state. It needs to get healthy. It needs to get okay. And that's when this last summer, when I stopped modeling and I didn't need long hair anymore, I was like, I'm just gonna cut it. I wanna cut it all off. I used to have a pixie cut in the past. It was so fun. I loved having a pixie cut. I think they're super cute. I kind of looked like a boy at the time because I didn't wear makeup. Nowadays, it would probably look a little bit better. But I think everyone should try a pixie cut once in their life. Life is short. Cut all your hair off at least once. It's a lot of fun. It's very liberating. It's a great time. If you don't like it, if people say they don't like it, if you're uncomfortable with it, it's hair. It grows back. So over the summer, I went in and I got it chopped to a super cool kind of like futuristic choppy bob. I don't know. It was kind of like almost asymmetrical. The photo I brought in was of the character Quorra from Tron. And I don't know what it was. I had seen the movie a couple times and I like had just recently watched it over the summer. And I was so tempted to dye my hair black with it, like the movie character. Because first of all, Olivia Wilde is beautiful with that haircut, and number two, it just looked so awesome with like a really dark smoky eye. I thought it was probably the coolest hairstyle look I'd seen ever. And when I got my hair cut, I told the stylist, would you be able to dye it black for me like in the next few days? Like I'm looking to get this done right away. I don't know if you do color, if you're salon, if you have somebody, whatever. And she was adamant about me not dyeing my hair black. She was, you know, telling me your hair's so pretty blonde and don't dye your blonde hair. You know, having blonde hair is such a luxury when you can dye it so light. And so I listened to her. And honestly, I wish I didn't, because I really wish I had done the black hair with the haircut. That's kind of why I wanted to do it in the first place. is to get the whole look. And so instead of that, I just kept it blonde. She actually talked to me about going platinum with it, which I considered. I thought that might be a good alternative because it would still be a very striking color. It wouldn't just be like a natural blonde color with a very futuristic cut, which it didn't quite work in my opinion. It looked cool, but it just wasn't like the same effect as having like white or black hair with it. Had the short hair for a while, really enjoyed it. It was nice to just not have to worry about so much styling all the time. I had to flat iron it, that's for sure, but it wasn't like I had to curl a full head of hair. Now, however, this was the fall that I was transitioning into my second college. And let me tell you, if there's one thing I've learned in my lifetime, it is that college age boys, in general, I'm not trying to stereotype here, but in general, college guys like girls with long hair. It's just how it's been. It's just what I've seen in my perspective. Going to university, you know, with not knowing anybody, having this kind of like weird haircut, I just didn't feel great. And I really wanted to get extensions, but my hair was way too short at the time. I had it kind of like layered, I don't know. So there wasn't anything I could do to put extensions over that. It would have just looked absolutely terrible. So growing that out. I was fine with it. The blonde, it was nice, it looked good, it was like decent, whatever. Eventually, I started seeing somebody, and when that ended, that was kind of like, for me, I was like, I'm gonna be my own self. I don't need anybody to like the way I look. I don't need to please these men with my blonde hair. I'm gonna do what I want and be weird. And I'm gonna dye it black, and people are gonna know not to mess with me because my hair is black. So I'm just gonna look really badass. And that was kind of my thought process at that point. So I was working at Beans and Barley at the time. I was just about to get off work. I texted my friend and I said, listen, we're going to Walgreens. I'm picking up a box dye. We're doing this. We're dyeing my hair black. Let's go. All my friends had known that I wanted to dye my hair black for a long time. I talked about it all the time. And so she was all in. It was actually Clicks, and it was Clicks and Nick who helped me dye my hair. It was super fun. We got the box dye from Walgreens. We went back to my place. We were like all crowding over my tub, like trying to completely saturate my poor blonde hair with like one application of like deep, dark, almost black hair dye. I was warned not to do black because apparently if you put black dye directly on blonde hair, it can turn out green in some cases. So I was like, so I was thinking, yeah, let's not do the black right away then. Let's go for like a really dark brown, so it's almost black, you know, like a cool tone brown where it might look more natural on me anyways. We got the hair dye, trying to soak it into my hair as much as they could so it wouldn't be patchy. So got it all in, was waiting the appropriate amount of time and showered, whatever, blow dried my hair, and it was patchy. It looked fine. The patches weren't super noticeable, but it was not what I was hoping for. I had visions of like deep, intense jet black hair in my mind, and I ended up with kind of like a patchy, reddishy brown. It just was not what I was going for. So I went on Yelp immediately. I was messaging all of these salons. It was late at night. I was like praying to God that maybe, I don't know, somebody would respond or see it early in the morning and try and get me in the following day. I was just going through, I was messaging any salon even close to me, just saying like, I did box dye, bad, it was bad, help. Thank you God. I was able to get into, I think it's pronounced Seba Salon in Milwaukee. The hairdresser that I had was super understanding. She was so cool. She didn't yell at me for doing box dye, by the way. And she just said like, absolutely, like I can do this for you. We'll do one application of like super intense cool tone black. It should be all like evened out. You won't see any patches. Like it'll be great. Super happy to help do this for you. So got all the black in my hair, whatever. It looked so scary in the chair, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You know, when they put it on, like all of your hair is slicked back and my little white albino skin with this jet black, like slicked back hair, I was like, oh Lord, please help me. But no, it actually turned out awesome. I was so over the moon with how it turned out, and I made sure to kind of wear like my coolest futuristic looking outfit so that it would kind of all blend together and just look like this super edgy, badass, you know, superhero crime fighter spy look is what I was going for. Who knows? I had that for a little while, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. I'm really happy I did it. I know I have a lot of people telling me oh yeah, you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have dyed your hair black. Like, I'm sure you regret it. What a mistake it was. No, it was so much fun. Hair grows back. If you're gonna do anything to your body when you want to, you know, creatively express yourself, the one thing I can recommend is playing with your hair. If you want to get a tattoo, that's a big commitment. If you want to get a piercing, that's a lot of pain. Hair color, unless you're getting bleach, is usually pretty pain-free. So I had the black hair, I rocked it, it was a lot of fun, got a lot of compliments on it, I felt super edgy, super cool. But at the same time, whenever I would see the photos from myself in high school, with my long, flowing, luscious blonde hair, a little piece of me just got a little envious of former self. And I kind of knew that the black wasn't gonna be a permanent thing. Like, it wasn't something where I like found my color and I was gonna keep dyeing it this shade over and over and over. It was more like something I wanted to try out, see how I looked, do it, feel super cool about it, and then kind of move on with. I'm trying to think how long I had it. Maybe a few months. But then I wanted to go back to blonde. And if you know anything about hair color, like I'm talking bare minimum, you know that going from black to blonde hair is very difficult. It is a long process. It is a bloody expensive process. So with a recommendation from my mom, her hairstylist, who is an excellent colorist, her name is Val. Val is the only one I trust to do my color anymore, because I walked in there with my jet black hair. I sat down and I said, Val, this needs to go to blonde. I don't know what I did. So I have been working for months now, probably since January, to get my hair back to this color. It kept going in stages, obviously. Like, the first time that I got any of the color moved, it was a very, very dark brown, but it still lifted so much out. Like, it went from jet black hair to a dark brown, like definitely a brunette color. And I was over the moon about it. I had never had a really pretty dark brunette hair color. So it was kind of fun to be able to try all these different hair colors on my way back to blonde. It went from the dark brown to kind of a milk chocolate brunette color to kind of a natural redhead looking color. Like, I don't even know if I would say strawberry blonde, because it was definitely red. But what she did is, you know, a lot of color removing, a lot of treatments that I don't know the names of or any of the technical parts of, but definitely where you're focusing on keeping the integrity of the hair, which is the most important part whenever you're dyeing your hair. You just need to make sure that you are not frying your strands. So we did it in stages. She always made sure to keep it hydrated. She definitely recommended a lot of like hydrating treatments at home that you can do. She went in and did like a full head of foils, had that sit for a little bit, no heat, washed it out, did like an Olaplex treatment, which if you are blonde, Olaplex is your best friend. An all-around hair helper. Like, it, again, just helps strengthen your hair, it helps get it looking more hydrated. What you do is you put it on towel dried hair, let it sit in, rinse it out, and it'll just kind of bring back a little bit of that luster to your hair. So I had that sit on my hair with her for about 30 minutes just to kind of like calm my hair down and be like, listen, shh, it's okay. Siara will stop completely screwing you over in just a little bit. Rinse that out, blow dried it. My jaw almost dropped to the floor. I was so ecstatic. I was just so happy to finally be blonde again. Val did such an awesome job with the whole thing. Again, she's so incredibly sweet. She's so funny. I love talking to her, and she just does hair like a goddess. There's definitely a lot of warmth in my hair, which is of course expected. Like, you know, there's a lot of like red undertones from that frickin' box dye that I used, but that's okay. I mean, again, with some purple shampoo, which can kind of tone it, it can take out a lot of that red. And honestly, I don't mind it so much. Like, I don't mind being a little bit of a warmer blonde. You know, I was platinum cool tone for so long. It's kind of nice to have a little bit more like warmth and color in me. So that's kind of my hair color journey. That's how I got to this point. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's damaged, of course. I don't care if you're the best hairstylist in the entire world. If you're going from black hair to blonde hair, there's going to be some kind of damage. You are sucking out all of the color from your hair. Like, you are just killing those little strands. So there's gonna be some damage. And I, like, of course I notice it because I'm looking at it. I'm the one that's futzing with my hair and doing it every day. but it is not as bad as I expected it to be. Like, I still think it looks nice. Like, I like blonde hair. I think it looks pretty snazzy. And since I just really have been missing my long, beautiful locks so much, I have been looking into getting extensions. And actually, I've got an appointment coming up for a little consultation. I don't know if they can get the right color. We shall see. I don't know if my pockets can afford it right now, so we'll just have to wait on that. But of course, I'm gonna keep you guys updated. I'll let you know. If you guys have any questions, I don't know, any other questions on what it's like going from black to blonde or blonde to black to blonde, just ask in the comments below and I'm more than happy to answer. But just remember, hair grows back. It's one of the funnest things to just have a complete hair makeover. Cutting it all off, growing it all back, dyeing it black, dyeing it blue, purple, pink, dye it a rainbow for all I care. Don't be afraid to try different things. Don't be afraid to be yourself and get weird with your hair. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for watching me ramble on about my hair for Don't forget to like and subscribe down below and I will see you soon.